Yeah, the flavor is called Cool Blue. The liquid itself is reddish. I don't know if I got a bad run or something, but I swear to God, the liquid itself was reddish in color.
So, what I'm getting from this is that Gatorade has now gone full in and decided that blue is a flavor. Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the BREWDCAST. I am Bud Robinson. This is Leon's back. Leon's back.
Leon's here.
He's done. He's done with his 2-week poop. It was the longest poop in the history of mankind.
We sent him groceries. It's fine. He didn't emaciate himself.
He ate while he pooped. He ate while he pooped. He pushed so hard his beard fell off when he pushed it.
That was officially number 2.
Oh dear. And also town.
268 Keurigs was the measurement of the shit, for the record.
And it pissed off Bono.
Bono's very mad at Leon. We gotta watch out.
Yeah,
Bono's challenged Leon to a last man standing match. Watch out for that one. I think you could take Bono.
I think so.
I feel like I probably could, yeah. I'm thinking he's one of those celebrities who's, tiny.
I think he is.
I think you could take Bono.
Yeah. This is top.
I don't think you could take Tom Cruise, but I think you could take Bono.
Oh, that's harsh, man. He's like 70.
Yeah, but he's crazy. I don't think he's 70. Is he 70?
He's got to be in his 60s at least.
I swear, folks, this is a wrestling podcast.
You wouldn't know. We're idiots.
We missed Leon so much that
you're Wikipediaing this, Bud, I assume?
Absolutely, I am. Why would I not?
Tom Cruise doesn't age. He's 27. How many Scientology years old is he?
Oh my God. Let's not get sued.
He is 60. So you weren't far off. You kind of were far off.
Decades.
Yeah,
he's been famous since like around the time I was born, so
it's fair. It's a fair presumption.
It's called being a productive
at least
actor.
20 years for that, so
Gotta called being a productive actor and having talent, unlike you.
Yeah, your run in Hollywood was just unremarkable.
I have no response. When you are correct, sir.
Oh dear.
Well, what are we talking about actually as we continue on this?
We could talk about Collision tonight, but
90 minutes, I'm cool.
It's not really a whole lot to talk about yet. Because they're kind of it seems like they're keeping their hands close to their chest.
Well, CM Punk had a fucking promo on the show tonight, so I don't know about that.
What? Shit.
I've got a lot to say. That's all he said.
Yeah.
It was just like, ooh.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is going to be good. And then I'm thinking, he's not going to say anything. It's a bait and switch. I feel like it's going to be like he shows up and he's not going to say anything. But
I think
it is Punk.
What was he like? A little video message or something, or what?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
I didn't.
Him stomping
Obviously,
around.
I didn't get to
Chicago.
watch Dynamite tonight yet. When I just woke up.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Do you want to go over
some
what? Did you just say you understand there's some marshmallows?
No, sir. I understand some folks from across the Pacific may have made appearances this evening.
This show is pretty bunk. Forbidden Door 2 is going to be off the fucking charts. And Orange Cassidy's not losing that belt after Forbidden Door.
That's true. Yeah.
Which is just mind-boggling. He might lose it at Wembley. The farther along we get, the more I think he might lose it at Wembley.
Does he have a match for Forbidden Door now?
Yeah.
I don't think it was confirmed.
It looks like it's going to be...
I looked it up, and it said it was his match and the ROH Pure title match were not confirmed, even though they were like... There were challenges made, but nobody said yes. It's going to happen.
He's going to fight... what's his face? The television champion.
ROH. The
Who is?
Orange.
ROH TV champion?
No, the New Japan one.
Oh yeah, Zack Sabre.
Yeah, that's the name I'm looking for. I was on the tip of my tongue.
I forgot
like,
he
what the
was
fuck?
in the. I forgot he was the ROH guy.
Yeah, that match is going to
DSJ
be.
and fucking OC?
That's going to be off the charts. Omega's going to be great.
God. Yes.
Garcia.
Fucking Tanahashi MJF.
Oh my god, his response was so funny.
Tanahashi MJF.
Oh God. Okay. Like honestly, I was kind of hoping for a Tana as super babyface versus fucking asshole punked out Punk, but I guess I'll take fucking Tana versus MJF.
I think MJF.
MJF's response to that was
That'll be
great.
fun, 'cause
What did you say? Oh, you're fighting Tanahashi, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Sorry, buddy, I'm busy.
Yeah.
Can't make it.
That card is going to be, that is really coming together. It's everything you wanted last year to be without the injuries. Like, there's no injuries this time, so like everybody's
there was
we
a
still
lot
got
of
2
shit
weeks.
there was a lot of stuff I kind of shit on last year, and it still turned out pretty damn good.
Yeah.
This one's going to be better. This is shaping up. There's some shit.
Mm-hmm.
There's some big time freaking matches. I really want AEW to sign Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
He's basically said he's kind of on his last run at this point in everything but confirming it. Especially that one video message he put out on Twitter. Like, you basically like, yeah, I'm just about there for my career.
Wow.
But, didn't say it in so much of words, but he kind of let everybody know that he realizes that he's more on the downside at this point because of how physical and how crazy his style is.
Yes.
Money's money.
Yeah.
Money's money. I think if you used them right, I think a run in AEW would be.
Oh God, he get paid, but that's the whole thing of it is like there's only so many spots at this point. Even with them basically, have they confirmed they're doing a brand split on this? Is it a soft thing or any of that? Do we have any kind of information on that?
I read an article.
If you're not paying attention to what's actually happening, is a lot of these lower level people that they had that were initially there are starting to go away. They're starting to let people go.
Mm-hmm.
These contracts are running out, and they're opening up spots. And I think we're at a point like Miro's coming back this Saturday,
as is Andrade,
and I think Thunder Rosa too.
This Saturday is the first Collision, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can't fucking wait.
I think Rosa's still injured.
No, that's not what I read today. Today she said she's ready to go.
Oh, okay.
I read that on some website. She's ready to go.
Good.
Her back's good. She's ready. So I think they're going to use her. Andrade wants 2 brands with 2 different sets of titles. My response to that is please don't do that.
Yeah.
I just don't think you have too many titles. There's titles. Fucking everybody has a title. Yes, bud.
Yeah.
TK actually commented on this and said there is going to be a brand split, but it's not going to be like a hard and fast one. He said there's there's room to move between the shows. He's like, we have a lot of talent. There's 5 hours of programming now, so we can feature them better. But it does seem like they're going to do some form of a brand split.
Yeah, I think so. I think if you're on one show in a week, you won't be on the other, and I think you go to one show or in a program, go to the other. I think the short-term answer here is we got to keep Punk away from the Elite, but I think the long-term answer is it would be really good if we could get them all to come together.
Can they all
what are they going to do? What are they going to do at Forbidden Door? What are they going to do at Forbidden Door? Because the Elite's clearly going to be there. Punk's clearly going to be there. They're going to be in the same place. Like, what are you going to do?
I mean, are they?
They got to be able to find a way to fucking coexist.
Well, Kenny's going to be there.
Kenny's going to be there. That doesn't mean the Bucks are going to be there.
I imagine they'll give the Bucks a match, though. You almost have to, don't you?
Maybe. I don't know. Like, you could and you...
It sounded like Punk and Kenny were way, way, way less of an issue than Punk and the Bucks, right?
Yeah.
Kenny, they've kind of almost already buried the hatchet, or did
In
something to that
preparing,
effect. I'm sorry.
you're rambling. In preparing for this today, I rewatched the All Brawl Out Punk thing, and the it holds up. It's still really fucking funny.
Iron, I work with fucking children.
That's great. I get it. The venom that he had, the person that he was the most pissed off with was clearly Hangman Adam Page. Clearly,
Yeah,
Hangman
because
Adam
of his
Page.
fucking his little inside baseball. Yeah.
Yeah, so that to me, I think that's what started the whole thing, and I think the Bucks just stood up for him. I think Kenny Omega was kind of the one that was like, "What the fuck are we doing? Chill the fuck out." That's because that's the stories you hear. Like he got the dog out, and he was trying to separate everything. So I think the issue remains
He's
between
more one of the chill type of people than the fucking
Yeah.
Bucks are.
Yeah.
the Bucks are a little, yeah. And Punk's prickly. We've said that a million times. He's just a prickly guy. I'm curious to see what happens. I'm curious to see the promo he cuts. In the promotional build up to this, they're clearly building him as a babyface.
I mean,
Yeah,
they
no,
have
it's the
to.
same
They really have to,
Same
but
response.
it's annoying.
How long is that gonna hold? I don't know. You want to go over the show?
Maybe he turns on FTR this weekend. Probably not, but maybe. Yeah, we can. So we had MJF versus Adam Cole to a
Great match.
30-minute
Great match.
time limit draw. Which,
This is for the people that say MJF can't work. Leon, yeah, that was a good match.
this match, I'm going to have to disagree with you on that because I don't think that this was a technical knockout. Like, I'm not saying he can't work, but I don't think this was a showcase of his talent.
No, I don't think it was, but I thought it was a good match.
It was an amazing match, and it was more
I'm not
like,
saying it was a.
It was more
like
about
a
the
5-star
psychology.
classic.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they're building a story.
Yeah.
Is what they're trying to do.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I still thought it was a good. I thought it was a good opener.
Oh yeah. I had a bunch of shit. Did you see on his elbow pad, MJF had where he would normally have something about MJF? I don't remember what it says. It said Vince was right.
He's starting to do that with his elbow pads now.
Oh, is he now?
In the 4-way, he said something about the 4 pillars or whatever at the pay-per-view. That's what it said. So I think that's great. I think that's another little thing for him.
I also really enjoyed the Shawn Michaels spot. Like he did a spot where he did that spot where he like he tunes up the band, you know, like Shawn Michaels does. He does the pose first. That was funny.
Yeah, he's kind of white hot right now, and he's really kind of coming into his own.
Mm-hmm.
His title reign has been a pleasure. He's wrestling more as world champion than he ever has.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense because he figured that would be the opposite, but it's going good. I'm enjoying his reign.
And then we had our CM Punk promo.
So I saw that come on TV. I was like, what? He looks old.
Yes. He looks better than the past photos I've seen of him. But I'm
sure he's ramping up his training right now.
Yeah.
So he looks.
Well, yeah. In that package, he was hitting the gym. I'm sure he's.
I hope he doesn't get fucking hurt because he's been just made of glass the past few.
Yeah.
Times he's wrestled. So.
The one problem I imagine is that like. Training is a lot. I mean, this is a problem. Like training is a lot different than actually wrestling, right? So like you go and lift weights or spar with somebody or hit the battle ropes or whatever he's doing. Even though that's intense, it's much different than going in the ring.
Eating bumps.
Like, yeah, exactly. So I hope you're right, and I hope at the very least that he's
that wear and tear.
He's smarter about taking care of the wear and tear, like making sure that stays minimal because he's, as we learned last week, 45.
I'm sick of out of the ring dives.
Okay.
Because everyone does them.
Yeah.
And I think we need to pull back because they've kind of lost their like. I remember when being a kid and seeing like, I don't remember who the first one did it was, but like somebody did it for the first time and you're just like, holy shit, that was cool. But now it's like, fucking Keith Lee does them. It's like, fuck, man.
Okay, well,
and it's a spot any number of times in a single match, and
mm-hmm.
yeah.
I'm not saying it's
like you
not
said, it
impressive.
loses
I'm not
meaning.
saying it's not impressive.
Happening. Absolutely, no, I agree. I 100% agree with you guys on this, because it's one of those things that it loses its importance.
Mm-hmm.
It loses the effect,
Mm-hmm.
because
like the DDT.
fucking, who was it? Foley talks about how, like, Taker does a dive once a fucking year and the whole place loses its mind,
Mm-hmm.
because he doesn't do it every fucking time he's out there.
I know, but now
big
as we talk about it, like if I'm watching a Lucha Brothers match, I want to see it. I want to see it, but like this Jungle Boy need to do it every time. Like, so I just Dustin Rhodes doesn't need to do it. Sting doesn't need to do it, but all these guys are doing it. It's like, okay, why are we?
Mm-hmm.
We're putting too much emphasis on that. But you had a rebuttal on that.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Keith Lee, and I had to say that I think Keith Lee doing it is much different than seeing, say, Matt Jackson doing it.
Oh yeah, I agree.
It's a different kind of impressive.
And that's what I tried to say afterwards. I was kind of I was defending that.
Yeah.
So.
Like, I think Keith could be one of those where it's more like obviously he's a way better athlete, but he should be more along the kind of Taker thing of it, where he's doing it once or twice a year, where it really fucking means something, and people lose their mind for it.
It's interesting because it's really interesting because I watch a lot of people do it. Nobody gives a shit, but the way Kenny Omega does it always works because of the way Kenny sets it up, and it's like part of his shtick. It's almost like
it up with that fucking Terminator music.
It's almost like the People's Elbow. It's got the whole So I think it works really well for him and some other people, but everybody doing it, it's just kind of like. What was next, bud?
I think.
Oh no, go.
I have one more thing. I think AEW has that problem in a lot of spaces, where it's like, and I always sort of jump back and forth between. Am I annoyed by this because WWE did it a different way? Middle fingers is a great example. Fucking everybody just flips off the camera constantly. It happens all the time. And they've died down on it a little bit, but when I first started watching it, it was like everybody was doing it. And I was like, this is bullshit. And then I'm like, well, for the longest time, Steve Austin was the only one that was really allowed to do that. So now we have AEW, and I don't know, maybe it's just like kid in a candy store. I finally get to do it, so I'm going to do it every single fucking time. And it sort of dies down over time. I don't know, I make that.
I initially was judging everything AEW did, and this was like a mindset I had to turn off based on my preconceived notions that WWE had planted in my head.
Yeah,
because I was so used to the way they put a show together and the things they did and the style they did, and now with AEW, it's like a completely different thing. And
the way they book things, and
the way they
got programmed,
the way their matches are. The style of their matches are, you don't have to hold back in a match. You can go every match, which I think is part of the beauty of it. I'm just saying there's so many fucking dives.
Yeah.
That sometimes it's like, shut up.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, what's next, bud?
So next was...
Yeah, it's a delusion thing.
Yeah. Guevara's return? Is that where we're at?
Interesting. Yeah, I think we were after the CM Punk thing.
I was after the Punk thing. When he came out, I was like, I don't care. Really don't care. And then Darby came out, and I was a little intrigued. I'm like, what is he going to say? And then when they started, stirring the pot of Jericho and Guevara versus Darby and Sting, sign me up. I think that's awesome.
I think Guevara's gonna leave Jericho. I think Guevara has to. I think they somehow, when he got Tay pregnant and she went away, I think that he somehow became a face again, because he was a huge face before they got married. So on
screen together, dear Lord,
God, yes, yeah.
I think Wembley is gonna have Jericho Sting.
Yeah.
And I think that might be Sting's retirement match.
I was just gonna say that.
I legitimately think he's gonna put Jericho over. Now, in a way that doesn't make sense, but in a way it does. But I think that's because he's never lost in AEW.
Yeah, and he's often the one giving the pin.
So I could see him going out and having a match because I think him and Jericho, if you did you'd have to do a lot of, you'd have to overbook it and you'd have to do a lot of like shit to make it to cover it up. Because I don't think Sting can go, but he's the dude's 63.
So that it's not Vince versus Brett.
Yeah. Well, it would never be that bad.
Yeah, because Sting can still go.
To a degree.
The way that those two work and everything, the way that their minds are, I mean, I think they can put it together. Those the two guys who know how to get a reaction with the minimal amount of work in the ring.
You got to have smoke and mirrors on that one, though. You got to have it.
And they,
for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think Sting.
No argument there.
It'd be cool. It'd be cool if he could put somebody over, but who you gonna have him put over? You don't have anybody, and I think Wembley's the spot. It's the biggest show. Let him go out. Put him on fucking last. Let him have that moment. Give him that Wembley moment. You know, because that fucker's earned it more than anybody. You could like a powerhouse Hobbs going over Sting would be cool and all, but it just doesn't have the same feel. No knock on powerhouse Hobbs.
You can't really have the same kind of match with any of the.
It's almost got to be. Talent. It's almost got to be Jericho. You know.
Mm-hmm. I think so. Or
Jericho. You know how you put that in my head, and that almost makes way more sense is to have somebody who really needs that kind of rub get it. Like
the problem is like, you don't building that's going to be way too hard, and the smoke and mirrors is going to be way too hard. We're supposed if you put Jericho in there, it's going to mean way more. It's going to mean way more.
Hobbs kind of doesn't have the. Hobbs kind of doesn't have the likability and everything to be able to build that up yet.
I think
Jericho, on the other hand,
we're just trying to find shit for Hobbs. I think that's what this podcast is. Orange Cassidy and Hobbs.
We just want to see.
We do enjoy those fellas.
I'm excited to see with Collision how they use Hobbs. I think Hobbs is going to be way more prominent.
I think so. I want that heel faction. I want that heel faction with Punk and Hobbs. And in this moment, I don't want FTR in that faction. As much as they like each other, that's great. But FTR is on a good face run right now. And I don't see them.
I thought I saw a t-shirt.
A what?
Wait, who are you saying with them? You don't want them teaming up with?
I don't want Punk and Hobbs to be with FTR because I feel like FTR is on a hot face streak right now, and that could change in the next couple of weeks. Like they could swap it.
Okay.
But I don't know. I like them on their own.
I get it. I think I saw some merch, some CMFTR merch.
Yeah, but that's because they're teaming together Saturday. No, they're teaming together Saturday, so they're making a big deal about it.
Is that all it is? Okay, I got you.
They often
gotcha.
Pro Wrestling Tees often makes one-off shirts that are just for a specific
event.
Yeah,
they have been doing a lot of event-specific stuff for AEW. So my bad.
It could just be that.
But that doesn't make that makes sense. Yeah.
So the next bit was Sonata. Issuing an open challenge.
Holy shit!
For the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Again,
that was kind of cool.
Package. I was
The fact that Jungle Boy was the one that answered it is interesting. Jungle Boy's turning heel.
I think so.
Because the interview he had with Hook today, he's turning heel, and he says he wants. Yeah, I do.
He's so fucking corny.
Okay.
As a face, Jungle Boy is so fucking corny, and I'm getting to the point where I'm I want him to be heel too.
Spent a lot of time with Christian, so
that is true.
He needs a heel turn. He needs to do something new, and I think a heel turn is going to be the thing that sparks him because he's their guy. He's that dude. Mm-hmm. They just got to figure out how to get him there, and you can't. White meat babyface is great, and everybody loves him, but let's turn him into an asshole for a little bit.
Yeah,
So
that way he comes back the good guy, and he's even more of the good guy after that. So
I'm telling you, Jungle Boy versus Hook for the FTW belt at fucking Wembley. Oh my God, that's just cash.
Yeah,
that match would be big. That match, just having that match would lift those two, and those two would put on a
Jungle Boy is the heel
classic.
there. Okay.
Yeah.
See that.
Hook's another one right now. Where I'm
Young,
like,
hungry fellas.
Hook's another one where I'm like, what are we doing with Hook?
He's
Like,
just
I feel
hanging out
like
with people.
he's good, but they like need to elevating.
Yeah.
You could elevate those two by having Jungle Boy turn, and I think my hope is that with the second show and like the soft brand split where you're not going to be on both shows, some of these guys are going to start to get some of these a little more TV time with a little more spots. So
Yeah, I think
the only thing I think about this brand split is that Orange Cassidy should be on both shows,
he'll die.
and
He will die.
and Danhausen on both shows.
Fuck it, let's put him on all three. Except on Rampage, he's gonna do a show.
On Rampage, he'll do
talk
commentary.
show. Yeah.
Him and Danhausen doing commentary. It's just
Whatever.
Danhausen talking to himself as Orange Cassidy sleeps.
Orange, wake up!
Still think the thing that I put in our chat about Rampage should be how they do it.
I think so
Just
too.
let that be 60 minutes of fucking.
But I think
Just-
that's what they're going to
just-
do.
Let people go out there and fucking get it out.
I think that's what they're going to do because I think they're going to treat it more like Dark and they're going to focus less on, they're going to let some of these people that could work that aren't really like necessarily huge stars go over there and
Yes.
it's a B show now. It's legitimately a B show.
Yeah.
I mean, it always has been kind of, but now it's like legit a B show.
It has been, but it's definitely going to be at that level as soon as Collision's here. So
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to believe it's this week.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe it's this week. Like I'm sitting there, like, I thought I
didn't
had.
realize that.
I felt like I had another month to wait, and I'm like, oh fuck, Collision's Saturday? Holy shit!
I thought I had a couple of weeks yet, and I'm like, oh wait a minute.
Then
it's
next
the
week
middle
is
of
fucking
June,
Forbidden
okay.
Door.
Is it really?
Next
Giggity.
Next Sunday is Forbidden Door.
Jesus Christ, yes.
That's why tonight they went so fucking hard on Forbidden Door. Keep going, bud. What was next?
quick. So we had the Mogul Embassy, which was Brian Cage, Khan. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Khan.
I'm sorry, Khan. Swerve Strickland and Toa Leona
Kids of Agony again.
Yes, versus Darby Allin, Keith Lee, Orange Cassidy, and Sting. Holy fuck! Like this match.
The embassy
makes me
the
love-
embassy is so good. Those dudes are huge, but they're so fucking talented. And Brian Cage is. I'm so glad they're doing shit with him because he's really fucking good.
Well, and Swerve,
really
like Swerve
fucking
as the
good.
head of that group is just amazing.
That's a given. Swerve's
he's-
fucking fantastic.
He's in the ring, like, oh my god, he needs to be on Forbidden Door. I want to
Why
see
is
him at
why
Forbidden
is
Door.
Dustin Rhodes still managing Keith Lee?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I don't like it.
That sort of like started.
Because they couldn't pry Adam Cole away.
Adam Cole was busy.
Ouch! Ouch!
I think.
Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on. I have a statement to make.
Okay.
When Cody left,
hmm
all those guys that were getting weird chances to do shit, like Anthony Ogogo, like Arn Anderson, like Arn Anderson's kid, all those like Nightmare Family people, they don't do shit now.
Yeah.
They were only there because of Cody. Is what I'm registering in my head.
Well,
Now-
I think Agogo is still injured. That was
He
like a
really
month ago that I looked.
Yeah.
But
Like his eye is fucked up or something, like legitimately bad.
they're starting to do stuff with Brock, but it sounds like it sounds like he's going to be more like Rampage for a little bit.
Well, him and Pillman were a team for a while. If
He
him and Pillman would join,
needs some seasoning.
if him and Pillman would become a tag team and then join with Arn, and you just slowly built them up, and just had them have matches and have them have better and better matches, like I would buy into it. I'd be okay with that. I still think the Four Horsemen thing's a great idea. You just need that fourth guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I look at that now. Like the Nightmare Family was everywhere. Now it's fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, okay, cool.
Because the nightmare's no longer there.
It's true. Yeah.
Hey, he's finishing the story or whatever the fuck they keep saying. The story continues. He lost to Brock Lesnar. The story continues. He got beat because a guy rubbed his thumb against his neck, and then he got speared by Roman at the biggest show of the year. Story continues. I thought for fucking sure.
Why
he was going to win that
Why
belt.
you do this to me?
I thought he was going to win the belt at SummerSlam. He's not. There's no way.
Everybody did, and then they're like, let's swerve them. We got more. We can milk some more out of this. It's not like people are sick of this after 3 fucking years.
I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're back
guys.
because you hate Roman Reigns and
We could
bitch
tell
about
more
it.
story. We could tell more story,
don't
guys.
get so-
We could
don't
tell
get
more
so-
story.
Don't get so close to the camera, please.
Reverency.
Leon, you're fucking scaring people. Stop it. You're scaring people. Stop it. Fucking
Love it.
psychopath.
Relevancy. Acknowledge him.
Suffer and succotash. This is ridiculous.
What was next?
So I would like to go next, but I think that instead we should continue the story. You know, like we should wait until SummerSlam.
Okay. Bud Mania. We gotta wait till Mania now.
But me-
Mania 40. Give you some extra.
what was next?
Did you guys see the new belt?
Oh, the women's belt?
They're fucking hideous.
The women's belt is just stupid.
Fucking, they all look the same now, but they look slightly different. The belt they gave Rollins, or for the new world heavyweight or whatever, they all fucking look like that now,
Yuck.
and they all look like shit. They just look like shit. I'm looking at those belts like these are shitty belts. And Triple H was like, Triple H was like, we're you know, hey, we're just kind of refreshing it, trying to move away from previous stuff, yada 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 yada. They haven't had a good belt in so fucking long. So fucking long. I hate them all.
And they got magnificent designs that they can go back to in a heartbeat. They just say the goddamn word.
My only fucking hope is that if or when Cody actually wins the belt, he brings back the Winged Eagle. Because every fucking person that watches the show wants the Winged Eagle. There's not a single person that's like seen it that doesn't want it. That is the best belt they've ever had. That belt meant more. That belt was the shit. I'm bitching about the belts.
The interview with the Guns.
I mean, they're not pretty.
Is it? I think the Guns are pretty.
I think the Guns are fucking amazing.
They're pretty boys.
They have come into their own.
They are certainly their father's sons.
They are fantastic. They are fantastic. This was a great promo, and they're going after the Hardys. Great.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
I just, like I said, every time I see Jeff Hardy wrestle now, I'm just in cringe fest.
Let him take down the Hardys.
Literally,
I'm okay with that because I think that they will. I think they'll put the Guns over.
They should.
Yeah.
They should.
So
I wouldn't be mad at that.
I have a big problem right now with the way. Leon, what you just keep talking and you talk when I talk. Stop doing that. I have a big problem with the way they've treated the Guns and the way they've treated the Acclaimed.
Yeah.
Because they were so relevant, and then the FTR comes back, and now it's just we're gonna find shit for you to do that's not as important, so you're not involved with this. And it's just like,
but you're gonna be on TV. You're just not gonna have anything really relevant to do or interesting.
The Acclaimed hasn't been on TV like in a match for a while. I think since the pay-per-view.
I'm pretty sure they're going to be on Saturday. The people you didn't see tonight are going to be on Saturday, like the trios champs and all that.
Okay.
But I'm all for the Guns getting. I don't want another set of tag team belts.
No.
I don't. No. Because I like.
Oh God, no!
I think this tag team division is deep, but I don't think it's that deep.
I also think
one of
they have the option.
They just need to turn it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think the thing they need to do is focus on their belts, and then like if the Acclaimed goes out and wins the ROH tag belts, great, bring him to AEW. That's awesome. Like Willow should come out with the strong IWGP strong women's champion.
IWGP strong.
Yeah, like come out with the titles. Like WWE didn't do that shit. I want to see that shit in AEW because ECW did that and it was fucking amazing because you'd be like, holy, what is that cool belt that they're wearing?
Do you remember 1980s WWF Tag Team Wrestling when they had the Bulldogs and the Hart Foundation and Demolition? They had all those teams. And do you remember how they booked them? They fucking fought each other all the time, and they had classics. You could watch a WrestleMania, and there'd be 3 tag team matches, and they'd all be off the charts. Why the fuck can't we do that now?
They have it. They have the depth right now. They really do.
Like, have the Young Bucks fight the Acclaimed.
Yeah.
Have the Young Bucks fight the Acclaimed and have it be a great match. And whoever loses. Like, whatever. Neither of those teams is going to get hurt. You know, have the Guns go fight somebody. Like, do some shit with them. Let's have it actually build. Let's have people fight to try to get the belts.
Bring in
and have FTR have a really hard time beating people.
Yeah, bring in like ROH talent to like fight the Guns and like show off the cool guys that are in ROH, or show off like local talent. You know, like they brought in Action Andretti, nobody had heard of him, and they fucking made him in one night, like in one match.
I haven't seen him in a while. What the fuck's he doing?
I don't know. I feel like he's injured, but I'm not sure.
Trios match last I saw, I think.
Oh, no, that's right.
He was on that. He was on that Rampage that I was raving about.
Mm-hmm.
He's good.
It was him and GSJ, which was fan-fucking-tastic.
I have not watched that yet.
Leanne, were you just humming into your phone?
Yeah, it was him and GSJ for GSJ's belt. Yeah, it was good.
All right.
Fucking Willow going at it with Emi Sakura and those two beating the fuck out of each other.
That's what they need to do.
I love Emi. She's amazing.
I hope they do that.
Rampage just needs to be fucking 60 fucking minutes or however long, what is it, like 40, 42 minutes, however long that works out to in TV time. It just needs to be that of fucking wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Just let your people go out there and fucking just show out in the ring.
I remember when you put that in the chat. I remember when you put that in the chat and you were acting like, you know, I don't know what you guys are going to think. And we were all like, yeah, you're right. Like, we're not going to argue with you. You're completely fucking spot on. Completely fucking spot on.
Yeah, I think
completely.
That was...
Hey, Bud, what was next? We're not getting anywhere. I'm trying to get us where we got to go here.
So then Christian Cage came onto the screen and announced Wardlow versus Luchasaurus for Collision for the TNT title. And then we had Tanahashi announce essentially Tanahashi versus MJF. And
that could be fun, actually.
And then they had the MJF.
Just say Ace.
Okay. Yeah, it's easier to say than Tanahashi. And it's like, no, I don't want to do it. I love MJF. I want to
MJF, I'm telling you, he's white hot. Everything he does is awesome right now. His character is fantastic. He's great. He's my number 2. He's my second favorite wrestler in AEW. And Leon hates him, but I don't care. Leon also likes Kali.
I don't know if that's true.
I remember back in the fucking day. I remember back in the day watching. Just listen, Leon. Leon, shut up for a moment, okay? I remember back in the day watching the Undertaker Kali the first time they fought, and Kali beat him with chops. And you said, "Oh, that guy's big. I bet it'll be good," or something like that. You said.
No, I didn't.
You were all about Kali.
You were putting words in my mouth.
I might not be remembering it right, but I don't care at this point.
So next was Tony Storm versus Sky Blue, which I thought was going to be a total, like, I thought it was going to be flat. No, this is an excellent match. I think this is a great... They've been doing this a lot lately where they put, like, newer talent, like, women's talent in particular, up against Tony Storm or Ruby Soho or, you know, whoever. And that just elevates them because they go in and they're like, this is going to be a shit match. And then they fucking tear it. Like, anyway, Sky Blue was awesome.
It was a good match. Yeah. I think Sky Blue is I think Sky Blue's going to be a champion someday. I think they have a lot invested in her and they're slowly building her. This match was great. Tony Storm and Ruby Soho are fucking fantastic.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
They're carrying that group, not Paige.
Yeah.
Saraya, Paige, I call her Paige, I don't care.
Saraya has been absent.
Not what I expected.
Yeah, no.
Kind of what I did.
It's not what I expected out of that group.
Yeah.
I expected Paige to be the mouthpiece doing everything on that, but kudos to the other two. They've been more than carrying their weight in there.
I also feel like Saraya. I don't know how to say this. Like, I feel like she expected herself to be like the mouthpiece, and the other two have stepped up, and so she's kind of taken a back seat, which is awesome. Like, that's great on
Which
her.
is,
But I also
I
think
suppose,
that
is a credit to her, like being able to recognize the other people in her group are doing great work.
Absolutely.
their big money match, their big money moment is Baker Saraya 2.
Yeah.
Like that's what they got. That's what they got to get. They got to do the second one of those, and then Britt's got to win. And they got to do a third one. So yeah, that group is great. That match was great. Sky Blue looked great. I thought it was great. They tore it up.
Yeah. It's a
And Sky Blue had her pin, which was
I
fantastic.
do enjoy me some Sky Blue.
Mm-hmm. So next was the Jungle Hook interview where he accepted the open challenge. Jesus crackers, I have no words tonight. Which is weird. It's weird.
Crackers.
Like, I like Sonata.
Crackers.
I like Jungle Boy.
Leon, stop talking to your cat. I'm trying to listen to Bud. Can't hear him when you're screaming crackers. Stop it. Jesus.
I was repeating what Bud said.
Can we mute him? I'm going to mute him. I think I can. Can I mute him?
I'd rather you didn't. He's contributing very nicely tonight.
I know he is, but he's just screaming crackers when I'm trying to listen to him. It's frustrating, Leon.
I love Sonata. I love Jungle Boy. I just can't see them together. Like, I can't see this match, those two together. But I will be proven wrong. I'm sure of it.
I think this is more about the story. Something's gonna happen in that match where Hook fucks something up. The Jungle Boy's gonna get mad. That's gonna be the catalyst. It's time, and they're starting to hint at it, which I think is great.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to turn them, as we talked about.
I also think that Sonata is just Sonata's stature or status, I guess, in that company is just going to elevate Jungle Boy, no matter what the outcome is.
And that's what they need to do.
Great.
They need to do.
And then we had the promo with for CMFTR versus Bullet Club Gold with Joe, which is going to be awesome. And then
that's an interesting pairing.
It is. I think really I'm just like I'm interested to see CM Punk and Joe in the ring again. And I hope to God what they do is that they stretch it out like they're doing with Keith Lee and Swerve, where they just like they're in the ring together, but they never throw hands at each other. They never have a chance to. But we'll see. Because those two can put in an amazing match, but like CM Punk, as we've pointed out, like he can't.
He's got to stay healthy.
He can't have 40-minute matches with Samoa Joe, or maybe he can, but like move him slowly.
I really don't want to see him taking a muscle buster at this point.
Oh God, no!
Hey, do you know he hurt himself in that last match? Diving outside the fucking ring. That's how he hurt himself against Moxley.
Oh right.
Not even an exaggeration. That's legitimately what he did. He dove out of the ring. He tore his tricep, not his pec. He dove out of the ring.
Tricep, that's what it was.
And when he landed, his arm bent, and it popped. So it's just like, don't do ring dives, CM Punk.
Is this really?
And I'm not anti ring dive. Like I'm not.
Back several years ago, when Randy Orton kept fucking making fun of indie wrestlers and dive.
Randy Orton's repertoire is punch, kick, clothesline, chin lock, punch, clothesline, sleeper hold, punch, suplex. Other guy goes for a move, turns into an RKO pin. His matches literally are never any different.
You forgot that DDT that he does.
Oh
that
yeah,
roping one that was cool the first time, and then it got all convoluted as fuck.
I remember when he first started getting hot. I don't remember what it was, but like I read a story where they were like, people have been telling him that he doesn't have enough moves, so he went through Japanese tapes. I'm like, oh, this is cool, and he got like 2 extra moves, like 2, and that was it. It was that weird backbreaker thing he does, and I think the DDT was the other one. I'm like,
the like reverse chin lock thing that he drops onto his knees.
Yeah,
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah. What else did he get out of that? I'm curious now.
I think it was the DDT, but I'm not sure. It's been ages since I read that.
Do you remember because I remember. Pepperidge Farm also remembers. Do you remember
do.
when he started to get over?
The
And
member berries also remember.
Do you remember how much you liked Randy Orton, bud?
Yes, I do.
And do you remember what Town said?
He used to
Do
call
you remember what Town? Do you remember what Town called him?
Rest Hold Randy.
But
It's
Rest hold fucking Randy.
But you do not need to sound resigned about that. He was good. You do not need to sound resigned and depressed about
Thank
that,
you.
bud.
Thank
He was
you.
good.
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing this for a very long time. To Leon's point, he's been doing this a very long time. He's a very safe wrestler. He's not the most exciting wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
He has earned my respect.
Yeah.
He has earned my respect, and he is capable of putting on a very good performance within the confines of WWE. When they were talking about him going to AEW, my thought was, why the fuck would he ever go? He can't work that style. He doesn't have any moves.
Seriously.
He would get eaten alive by
Yeah,
that
it's
crowd.
not his
That crowd
thing.
would shit on him.
It's true.
Also, while we're on this topic, I just want to bring up the match that he had with John Cena at the Royal Rumble. When they didn't put Daniel Bryan in the Royal Rumble, and they had that match to like unify the belts or whatever. They tried to make it like the biggest deal ever, and that match was the drizzling fucking shit, and the crowd shit all over it. That match was bad. That whole title reign was bad. Like Randy's title reign that time was like, it was like fucking cursed. Terrible.
Yeah.
Bud, what was next?
And yet he persists. BCC versus the Hung Bucks.
I loved.
Which was
Have you ever seen the Three Amigos?
yes.
The movie?
Yeah.
That is what the fucking Young Bucks made me think of. The way they were fucking dressed. They look like the Three Amigos. I was like, what the fuck are they wearing? This match was
Were they in
great.
fucking black and white mariachi outfits?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
Paige
You have to
wasn't.
get
Get the
fucking.
fuck out of here.
It was pretty fucking funny.
I don't think Paige had the hat at least, but yeah, they were in black and white.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This was a good match.
That fits Paige. That does not fit the Bucks. Holy shit. Okay.
Google it, Leon.
They don't care.
This was a good match.
Yeah, it was.
They did a really good job.
People involved.
I like the ending.
Hope so.
It was time that the Elite won.
Mm-hmm.
The schmaz at the end was fantastic, and I'm sure you lost your shit. Did you see it?
Oh,
bud?
yes, Eddie came back. Oh, my God, I was so happy. I have other news about him. Oh, that was so cool. When I heard the song, I was like, no. I was like, why is he going in there? And then I remembered he has beef. He still has beef with Claudio. Oh, my God, that was so cool. That was so cool to see him.
That was the biggest pop of the night.
Yeah.
Sided with the Elite?
He did, yeah. Well, I mean, he wanted to fight Claudio.
If you will, excuse me, I'm going to go kick a puppy now.
I think he's more concerned about beating the hell out of Claudio. I don't think he cares about the Elite.
Yeah.
That was
okay.
good. That was it.
And then,
as long as he makes that clear and give him 2 minutes of mic time, and he will.
He will.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes, he will.
Fair enough.
Oh, my God.
And then Keshta came out.
Mm-hmm.
Then Hangman came out, which was good. Hangman got a good, or not Hangman.
That's-
Omega got a good pop. That was fun. And then Ospreay came out, which was bonkers.
Did not see the Omega or the Osprey thing.
I saw the Omega thing coming because they've been talking about him for so long.
Mm.
I'm enjoying the fact that the Elite has like 5 things going on at once.
Mm-hmm. They need
I think
that.
they really do.
Mm-hmm.
They really do.
Like it was. I think the way they've been dealt with since they've returned from the suspension, A+. Like
Yeah.
Nick and Matt Jackson have sort of taken a back seat to like really everything. Like they're not doing a whole lot, and that's okay. They don't have to do a whole lot. They kind of like they pal around with they're palling around with Adam Page now. They were palling around with Omega, but like Omega has his shit going on, and Adam Page has his shit going on. I love it. I love it. And Don Callis disappears. He didn't disappear.
The beauty of the Young Bucks is that anytime they're like, hey, we need a really big marquee match, let's just have the Young Bucks fight FTR at a pay-per-view. And you're like a 5-minute segment away from making that happen.
Yeah.
Fuck you! No, fuck you! Let's wrestle. Okay, I'm in.
Do it at Wembley. I think that would be a great match.
We're the best tag team in the world. No, we're the best tag team in the world.
July
And scene.
will be. They will do Blood and Guts is coming up pretty quick too, and I think they'll all be part of that. So
I think so.
I like Blood and Guts.
Yeah.
What's on your to talk about list today, bud? You had an Eddie Kingston thing?
So Eddie Kingston has been announced for the G1 Climax this year, and part of me is like, fucking awesome. I was hoping Danielson was gonna sneak in.
That's gonna be bucket list shit for him.
But Kingston is awesome. Yeah, that's gonna. I'm also like,
oh god, that's a really good point.
can he do it?
I remember seeing people kicking around Daniel for that.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Danielson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
That
the problem with
oh,
Danielson right now is that Danielson's doing all the fucking creative.
Yeah.
Like he's got pretty much an office job. He's like Tony Khan's second-hand man right now.
I remember.
Like he's putting
Mm-hmm.
together a Collision. Is what they're saying, which is
okay.
Well, that fucking guy lives, eats, sleep the business. So that's the perfect spot for him. And his style,
fucking love professional wrestling.
Stylistically, the way he thinks and the way he puts together wrestling works way better for AEW than WWE, which is why he wasn't an agent there.
Absolutely,
because I'm sure they would have made him an agent in 5 seconds. But I don't think being an agent there has the same level.
Yeah, all you had to do is that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it has the same level of creative output, which is I think what the issue is. Because here I think he's doing a lot. Like, he's putting a lot of shit together on these shows. Like the last pay-per-view, he booked like 60% of it. So
I believe that.
No shit. Yeah. Okay.
That's why he's not going.
Any of that.
Yeah, that's why he's not going.
That's okay.
And I think that's been happening for a while too, because I remember like 2 or 3 months ago, I remember Tony Khan saying something about how it would be cool to send Danielson to the G1 Climax, but right now he's too integral. And at the time, we didn't know anything about his backstage stuff. So I have a feeling he was doing more backstage stuff back then.
Oh yeah, he's been doing it for a while.
Must have been, yeah. Because like Downey saying this now was the first I've heard of this, and fuck yeah, I support it. So the dude loves the business and he gets it.
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely.
What's your other news, bud?
I'm all for it.
So about All Out, that's sort of in the air. Tony Khan essentially said, "We would love to do it because it's it'll be the 5th All Out, but you know, I have to essentially get my ducks in a row before I can confirm anything." According to Wrestling Inc., the Elite, Omega, and Hangman have not yet re-signed. But their contracts aren't like up until towards the end of the year, something like that. And it's likely that they'll re-sign.
That's one of those ones that I have to call bullshit on because I've already heard last year that Hangman signed a really long extension.
Back when he was with the title and everything, right?
No, after that. Last year after after Brawl Out. I swear to God he signed an extension. I swear to God he did.
I mean,
those contract things keep coming up and nobody knows.
Well, because they're not saying. I think AEW is leaning on that. I think AEW is leaning hard.
That's the thing.
On,
for all we know, fucking Max has already signed a long-term extension like a year ago.
That's the
Who
thing.
knows?
Yeah,
I wouldn't
doubt that in the least.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah.
That's the feeling that I get.
I think AEW is enjoying the fact that
wouldn't doubt it at all.
Their fans are interested in what their wrestlers are going to be doing. Like, are they leaving? And they're just playing with that. They're like, we're not telling you anything.
They are.
Like they made it seem like FTR was leaving, and then nope, they're not.
I think that was in this quote unquote wrestling war we have going on right now, which doesn't feel like much of a wrestling war.
Yeah,
because nothing's head to head. But that vital moment was Cody went and that was a huge deal. But then I'm like, it really wasn't. Because Cody wasn't exactly what you thought he was in that company. Like, they lost Cody and nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't hurt him at all. If anything, it helped elevate other guys. But, like, FTR losing them would have been a big deal. And I don't think FTR ever even thought about leaving. That's kind of the same vibe I'm getting from like the Bucks and hang like.
Omega too. Like they're making a big deal about
What
Omega
the
might
fuck
go.
what the fuck is WWE gonna do with the Bucks?
Yeah,
We're gonna put you in NXT. You're just not big enough.
That is
Here's your
exactly what
gimmick.
they'll do.
Here's your gimmick.
Well,
They're not gonna let them come in and do what they want to do.
I read somewhere that what was it? I think it was Nick Khan commented on the fact that NXT would be just fine as its own brand, and that just reads to me as we're going to make NXT just like AEW, or at the very least, we're going to try and get NXT to like go head to head with AEW, which is just stupid. Like, who cares? Like AEW does not care. They do not care what Raw numbers are. They do not care what.
Do you remember when they were going head to head?
Mm-hmm.
And NXT was booking against AEW.
Mm-hmm.
And AEW ignored NXT.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, we got our own shit going on. We're just going to do our own thing. And they fucking crushed them. NXT won one time.
Yeah.
And the one time they won, they built it up for 3 weeks. They put a bunch of fucking good stars on there. They went out of their way to win, and they won by like 20,000 viewers. And AEW was winning every week by like, 250,000 people. So it's just like,
and they don't care. Like
what would happen? What would legitimately happen if AEW went head to head? Like if Dynamite went head to head with Raw, what will legitimately happen?
I don't. Off the my
like
knee-jerk
Raw,
response is like that Tony Khan wouldn't let that happen. But
yeah, that's mine too. That's mine
Warner
too.
Brothers might like force his hand.
Here's my thought. Okay.
Yes.
Sure.
I think the 1.7 or 8 million people that watch Raw are not the 900,000 people that watch AEW.
Yeah.
I don't think they're one and the same. I think those two shows will go head to head. Their numbers would be exactly the same.
Yeah.
I don't know what that competition would breed because it might bring some new life into the thing, but when Nitro went head to head with Raw, they had like Hulk Hogan and they had all these WWF stars. So if I'm a WWF fan and I want to see Hulk Hogan, he's on this channel now. And that really was what did it. You have Macho, you have Hogan, you have Ric Flair, you have all these guys. And everybody knew who.
Yeah, all those fans everybody knew from WWF.
Mm-hmm.
And AEW didn't do that, which I think is why AEW worked and TNA didn't. Because TNA banked too hard. And when you're banking on those stars, you're getting stars that Vince McMahon's done with, like Val Venus. Who have no real drawing power.
Who's not Val Venus anymore. Well, yeah, and like TNA and WCW to some extent were like
piece of
yeah. TNA and WCW were very much like WWF. Like they were trying to be WWF but better. AEW is not. AEW is trying to be AEW. If anything, they're trying to ape stuff off of like the the indies or ROH. But even then, they're like putting their own spin on it. Like it's different. And they just again, they're not interested in that competition. I don't think Tony Khan cares that his numbers are bigger. He just cares that his numbers are bigger from AEW's numbers last year or even last month.
Yeah, they want to put on a good show.
Mm-hmm.
They want to entertain. They want to put on a good wrestling show. And gimme, please. I need.
Yes. Agreed. Well, that's been the BREWDCAST, folks.
That I would buy.
I am Bud. This is Town. This is Leon.
Everything here is alleged. Allegedly.
all things are alleged. All things are alleged. Goodbye.